Have any of you broken anything recently? Charlie, what have you broken? Charlie broke her pelvis and her collarbone. Okay, so what did you do about it? It heals on its own, okay. Anybody else slightly less gruesome breakages? Unsurprisingly, I managed to break a pot this week. Dusting shelves in the shop, knocked one off. I just threw it away. I didn't bother trying to fix it because there were that many pieces. Sometimes we try and fix things and the repair isn't any good. Sometimes it makes things much better. At the moment, we quite often say we live in a broken, damaged, divided world. We see examples of that all around, especially with our Ukrainian guests. They highlight some of the brokenness that is in our world. But we also see families struggling to feed themselves. People losing their jobs, their homes, loved ones, our climate, the environment, abused and changed beyond recognition. Today's gospel passage is set and was set in a time and a place that is divided. That place is still divided. But Jesus wasn't afraid to get involved. Although his intervention and the impact it had was seen differently by different groups of people. Think about that man in the story. It can't have been much of a life. When they could, the townsfolk locked him up, chained him up, and somehow, and seemingly often, he managed to escape. He didn't conform to any societal norms. He probably had no idea about hygiene and soap. He didn't even bother with clothes. We're not told how he felt about that or what he thought, simply that he was rejected and, where possible, ignored because he was different. People were a little frightened of him too. I think all of us can relate to that. Those who are different can be unsettling, whether it's because of the way they dress or smell, the way they speak, just how they sound. But is that a good enough reason to sideline someone, to ignore them? The man didn't ask for healing. If anything, he seemed to be scared of it. He tried to ask Jesus what he wanted him or wanted of him. Well, at least the voice that came from his throat said that. Jesus seems to approach the man and command his healing immediately. He commands the spirits to leave him. But this spirit or spirits answer back. They don't want to return to the abyss. The abyss is the hell from where they came from. And it's almost a plea for healing. It is as if they want to avoid the torment of the abyss at any cost. And surely that's a kind of healing. So we see two very different contrasting impacts from encounters with Jesus. The first is totally positive. The man is restored and made whole. The second is more difficult. The destruction of the pigs must have been a financial disaster for the swineherds. And it's a reminder that encounters with Jesus can be costly and have unforeseen consequences. The people have at best an ambivalent reaction to Jesus. He's robbed some of their community of their livelihoods, but he has restored health to the man whom they believe to be possessed. In sending the man home, Jesus does two things. First, he completes the restoration begun in the healing by restoring the man back to his community. And secondly, he uses the man to show a Gentile community that the love of God is for them as well as the Jewish people. It is a glimpse of what Paul envisaged when he wrote, "There are no longer Jew nor Greek." In today's world, there are many who are damaged and excluded, and there are many divisions of all kinds. This passage reminds us that unity and not division are God's desire, and that the impact of an encounter with Jesus may be the first step on the way to wholeness. But God doesn't promise that it will be easy or even nice. But he does promise his presence with us, whatever we face, wherever we are. And as his followers, it's up to us to proclaim this and to play our part in bringing healing and unity to the communities that we are part of. So my challenge for you today is to think, what has God done for you this week? And who can you tell about it? I'll give you a moment to think about that.
I'd like to say something.
Go for it, Tessa.
God helped me to when God and people, God said, speak out to me.
Brilliant. Tessa's just sharing how when she welcomes people, God tells her in her heart to speak out for him. So if we ask, God will equip us. Most of us feel fairly terrible at doing stuff. I don't know enough. I might get the answer wrong. It's scary. It is all of those things. But just like when we push our children to try and give it a go, that's what God asks of us. Jesus is perfection. We don't need to be. We just need to try.